How's it going? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Pliyo, and today I want to share with you all the biggest and most important news coming to Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. And it's something as simple as the first ever player survey. I believe actually this is the best news coming to the game because it's real intent to listen to the player base. Not only that, they're also giving us 1,000 crystals if we fill the survey. So we're gonna do this together, right? So once you click, you will be able to go to a survey like this one. It will last from July 9th to July 31st. So if you ever played Ever Crisis, if you know someone playing Ever Crisis, I think now is the time to share the video so that they can be aware that we have one shot to be listened. So let's do it together, right? Take survey. You need to start by adding your ID. So we're gonna do that together. It's gonna take some time. I heard the survey is not like a 5 minutes one. It's more like 10 to 15 minutes, but I think it's really worth it. So I would like to encourage everyone to do it. I think this is actually the best news ever, like a real intent to listen to the player base. How old are you? I'm between 35 to 39. I identify as a male. Choose up to 3 mobile games from the list below. Right, so where is Wuthering Waves? There's no Wuthering Waves? Oh yeah, it's here. Great, fantastic. And then I'm gonna say as well Etheria Restart, which is the other game I'm covering, and I'm playing still, and I still really like it. Choose up to 3 games from the list below that you would like to see crossover with. A crossover with... Actually, I would prefer not to see crossover with other games, but so I would say Final Fantasy series because the Final Fantasy universe is already big enough. But you know, I wouldn't mind maybe something like Jujutsu Kaisen, maybe Dragon Ball. Is such a different power scale that I think it would be a bit too much. I don't know. Yeah, let's say just those 2. So how often do you play? I play every day. How much time do you spend in a day? I think I would say 3 to 4 hours, to be honest. That's realistic because you can play outdoor, right? So in a way, you're playing, even though you might be doing something else, like working out and waiting for your rest, for the recovery between sets and whatnot. How often do you play Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis? Every day. How much time do you spend in playing in a day? Less than 30 minutes, to be honest. I do the dailies and go. What Final Fantasy VII titles have you played or watched? By the way, this is not the same when it's Guild Battle Time. Guild Battle Time I really like to sweat, but if it's not, then sorry. What Final Fantasy VII titles have you played or watched? I think everything but Before Crisis. Tell us what you like about the title. Oh my god, this could be an essay, right? The main thing I like is the story, the hope, the dreams, the character development, the idea that friendship can really change the world when you do your best to try to make a difference. I would say this is like the shortest summary I can give about the Ever Crisis 7, the Ever Crisis 7, the Final Fantasy 7 universe, right? I mean, there is more than that. There is way more than that. But I think this is my quickest summary. What got you to start playing Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis? Well, now is my time to say thank you to my cousin, because actually Arge, my cousin, he recommended me this game, and since then, in a way, my life changed. Who is your favorite Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis? I have to say, I like Final Fantasy VII. I'm a fan of the series. I like the graphics. All of these are true, but it was him that said, hey, do you know that there is a game coming, a mobile game coming? Who is your favorite Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis? Of course, this one is really easy because it's Yuffie. No, I'm kidding. It's Vincent Valentine. Oh, please elaborate. All right. Vincent is a badass with a great story that I would like to know more of. He has great mechanics, and he can transform into a beast. So he is really good looking. I mean, Vincent is like badass, right? That should be the thing. Like, he's so good looking, so like, I don't know, he's amazing. And I think, to be honest, like, I'm trying to hint at more content that they could do. I would love to see more of his story, because we never really got a great character development of Vincent, if we are completely honest, even though, of course, he looks fantastic. Who would you like to see as playable character? Why do they say Sephiroth and Angeal? We already have them. But do they mean adult Sephiroth? Anyhow, I'm going to say Thisny, because I would love to see more women in the game. Alisa is sus. Of course, I would love to see Lena as well, but I think Thisny might be better. Because it's not a Turks, and then at some point I would love to see all the Turks. Genesis, of course, but I guess it's only natural that he will come. What draws you to the characters of Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis? Character profile information such as birthdays. Oh my god, I'm playing because Tifa was born on the same month as me. She's Sagittarius. No, man. Not at all. Character relationships, and it's not even the gear, to be honest. The gear is not really something that draws me. What draws you to the character of Final Fantasy VII? Yeah, it's not really the gear. What draws you to Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis? Being able to experience or re-experience the stories, 100%. The new story, playing on my phone, characters, not the gear, the team building system, the battle, 100%, not the graphic, not the visuals. Challenging content up to a certain extent. Challenging content is extremely fun. Unfortunately, is mostly aimed at Krakens or whales that were able to pull on the right gear. Sometimes content is gear exclusive, therefore not many people have the chance to enjoy it. I think this is like my honest take on this one. Like, sometimes if you don't have, especially at the beginning, when we didn't have so many options, like if you didn't have Baja Rod or if you didn't have Kamura, it was like a real pain. And all the weapons to do enough damage and so on and so forth, where they could focus more on the mechanics. So please elaborate. I love the game because of the gameplay. The characters are also lovable. The key thing that I would like to see improving is less RNG when building materia, or a PT system, or a way to reward loyal players after they have completed 100 materia, so that we could reduce the existing RNG system, which is very, very punitive. The same applies to brands. Please reduce the RNG. I think this is what I can say. Also, I would love to see the battles being more fluid and bug-free. I think this is the key. I think this could be the summary. That's it. What in-game Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis content do you enjoy? Main story. Not the events, to be honest. Not the crossover events. Yeah, seal challenges, guild battle, dungeon ranking. I really enjoy. I know battle ranking is objectively better, but I prefer dungeons. Just my opinion. Character quests, they are dead, but the co-op content, I don't really, not really. High wind, yeah. High wind, maybe. Explain, okay. As I said before, I love the gameplay and I love playing manual. It's a pity when RNG is so powerful, or when content is only designed for high spenders, whales and krakens. Yeah, I think that's the summary. Choose up to 3 areas that you would like to see improve. Main story. Well, 3 areas only. Okay, 1 second. So, branding stone, materia system, roll streams, guild battles, actually. I'm going to say guild battles. Roll streams are bad in the sense that the mechanics itself, it should be different. It's when you click roll stream. I'm gonna say lower streams. When you click it, in my head, it should start queuing. Like at the end of the ability, it queues, or even better, even better. Roll stream should be something like the next 3 hits are applied with your buff in the roll, right? Or the next 4 hits, or something around those lines, so that you could really, really, really strategize. That would be fantastic. Right now, it's a mix of like lag, a mix of like counting seconds, a mix of things that I don't think is great for the gameplay. If you could apply the thing on the DPS, and then after that, it could say, oh, wow, the next 4 attacks are going to be with increased power and so on and so forth. It would be fascinating. So then the seconds itself, it wouldn't matter that much, because then the second system is really confusing, and I don't think it's great when you already have so many things going on. My personal opinion, of course, this might be unpopular. So I'm going to say that roll streams could be better if instead of counting down seconds, we could change that to say the next 3 moves have a benefit based on your roll. And I'm gonna say the next N moves so that they can think about how to develop this system. Currently, it's a bit too much. It's a bit difficult to get the most out of it when animations lag and the battle itself has already so many things going on. Please revisit this topic in the future. It's also not great when we don't have enough resources to build our favorite units. I think this is also like a sub point. Like sometimes maybe the best DPS is someone that you didn't invest on, and then it's like, dude, what's going on? Have you ever stopped playing Final Fantasy VII or Crisis? Not really. What is your favorite gear? My favorite gear? I don't know the names. I don't know. Tifa? Tifa. I remember that, like, Lucia's outfit. Insane, though. Insane. I'm going to say something like, I don't know, Lifeguard. I'm going to say something like Lifeguard because it's the OG Tifa. Something like that, right? Please explain your answers. I love Tifa and Lucia and Aerith in summer outfits. Thank you for doing that. I also love Vincent. Please don't forget about Husbandos. Should I say this? Will they reject my opinion if I say this? Are there any gear themes you would like to see in Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis? No. Actually, I'm going to change this. I love outfits that match the theme of Final Fantasy. Outfits that look like they could appear in the series, in the game. I also love, I think that is better. I don't want the game to become Gunner Fest, although I have fun, of course, reviewing the outfits. It's really fun. It's really, really good fun. But, like, if you want to goon, I think the Final Fantasy series is not perhaps, well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to say that. What is your favorite Final Fantasy VII wallpaper? Oh my God, wallpapers. I remember every single wallpaper and every single name because this is something that I really care about, wallpapers. Oh, this is the most important part of the game for me. So I'm going to choose my favorite one. I'm just kidding. I don't remember. I don't remember anything. Vanquisher of Souls. It has such a good name. That one, for example. I'm sorry, I don't remember the wallpaper names, but you all are doing a great job here. That's it. I don't worry about this. Like I think the problem here is that if you say something bad, some designers could lose their job when AI is already in a way naturally killing so many designer jobs. And honestly, for me, the wallpapers are like tertiary are like the least priority in the game, to be honest. Yeah, so I don't want to say anything bad. Are there any Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis ability, animation, and effects? Yeah. Actually, Vincent going into beast mode is great. Tifa winking back at us is fantastic. And anything to do with Sephiroth or Lucia. I love most of the animations. Thank you for your hard efforts. I mean, yeah, there are many animations that are great, but again, not actually something that I really worry about. Please rate how satisfied you were with the 7, okay, the 7 Ever Crisis 7 Academy, Ever Crisis Academy 7 episode, the 7 episode Brawler. Okay, it's only, sorry, Ever Crisis Academy 7 episode. Do they mean Ever Crisis Academy? I'm getting confused. Anyhow, I'm really satisfied with the Academy in general. I think that was the best event, not the story. I skipped the story, but did the event. Yeah. If you participated in the event, please. So finally, we got the best banners since the game released, because the rewards were really free to play friendly, which was and I would love to see more of that. Right, so simple answers, because I don't want them to get lost in translation. Probably I should try to build this with AI so that it's even easier. But yeah, I think honestly the banners that I saw there, we need more guaranteed weapons in banners like in the Academy. Something like this. Guaranteed banner weapons like in the Academy event. Something like this, honestly, like I was so excited about this when they released it. I remember it with a bit of nostalgia even. Like it was such a good opportunity to change the game forever. One thing, and they have changed it a little bit. They are somehow listening, but they are still really resistant to change, I think. What themes or genres would you like to see in the future of events? I don't really mind. I don't mind future topics. Please just focus on making the gameplay smoother. That this is only my like you could bring an event based on doing cheesecakes and I wouldn't mind. Like do whatever as long as the gameplay is fun. Which Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis event the story is your favorite? Of course I remember all the stories. I'm gonna say Odin, just because it was closer to perhaps something. I actually like the waltz. Yeah. All side stories had something refreshing, but they clearly were outside canon, so I would prefer to see more stories that are canon or based on the real things happening in the universe, like side quest in game. I think this is my problem with the stories. Like in a way, they are okay-ish. Feel free to disagree with me in the comments, of course, like always. This is just my personal opinion. But the thing here about the stories is that you go into a portal and you change universe. So clearly it's not canon, right? So then it's like, you can tell me whatever, but because it's not canon, it's like filler, right? So are there any limited weapons that you would like to see again? Well, yes. Kamura and Baharod are key to clear content, but I will love to see more emphasis in returning limited weapons before seeing new ones. Like we need to start with the limited weapons. Is there gear that you would like to see again? Yes. It will be really good for all previous gear to return more often. I think honestly this is like mandatory. Like there are so many new banners, which is good, but at the same time it's bad. It's good in principle, but it's bad because they are not really bringing previous gear, and previous gear is so out of date, and the new gear is so much better. So then it's like there is never a way to catch up with the game. So there's like it's really unbalanced. What items would you like to see given out as event campaign rewards? Weapon parts, a stamina tonic, and I think that's it. Maybe material upgrades. Yeah, maybe this one. I mean, it's good to have the premium one to craft more materia, and then to have like a 2-star. What post by the Final Fantasy VII Crisis official X account interests you the most? Actually, all of them. All of them, to be honest. All of them, because I really think communication is key for the game to succeed, for the game to continue engaging the player base. Tell us what topics you would like to see covered during all of. So I would love to see a roadmap, more in-depth detail of your plans, with more information about mechanics or bug fixes or characters coming to the game. I would also love to see a podcast with content creators like myself. I'm going to say this, to be honest. I'm going to say that I'm a content creator, because in a way I do this for fun, but in a way I would love to. I have seen this in, not to draw a big comparison, but Ethereum Restart actually did this recently. They chatted with 3 content creators, and I thought that was the most positive thing that a game could do. So they can pick content creators that have more followers than myself or have more likes, and what I don't mind, as long as they are engaging people, so that content creators could represent the community. Please tell us about in-game events or features you would like to see added in future updates. Okay, so events where we could upgrade materia to 5 stars. Events where we could reduce the chances to where we could optimize how we apply brands in the attributes we are looking for. Please use this space to tell us anything you want. Leave a message for the dev team. Well, is this the last one? Yeah, okay, this is the last one. So now, finally, this is the time for us. 22 minutes in. It's been a bit long, but we are here. If you are still watching, thanks a lot. We are here. Right, let's focus. First of all, thanks a lot for doing this. The key thing that I would love to see is more surveys so that the community could be listened. I would also love to see a way to engage with content creators like myself so that they could represent the community. Furthermore, I would love to see a strong improvements towards reducing RNG in materia and reducing RNG in brands. I would also love to see more focus on making the game smoother. Some fights are difficult to play when switching characters takes so long, for example, or when switching stance is not really optimized to make the best run ever. I want to say once again, thank you for building Ever Crisis. A key thing that I would love to see, are less limited banners, a wall chat so that we can connect with other players. Let's say other key things that I would like to see. Mini games like Queen's Blood. Wait, I pressed something here. Mini games like Chocobo Racing. More focus on free-to-play friendly ranking events so that we could only play with free weapons for a change. I think this will be really positive. This will be so positive. Please do more surveys in the future. Thanks a lot. Pliyo. Send. There you go. That's it. Thank you for taking our survey. Fantastic. See details. And then it takes you here, which is like a website that creates surveys. So I guess, yeah, that's it. So this is it. I think I could have said many more things, to be honest. I think there are so many things that we could improve in the game. I really think this is the most positive news that we have ever gotten. I didn't cover the banner yet. I would say it's a skip for me because I'm saving for the anniversary, although the weapon has really good things. I will cover that in depth in a second, like in the next video. But honestly, like really grateful, really grateful that they are doing this. I think it's extremely positive change. It's breath of fresh air, and I'm really hopeful that they will continue doing this. Honestly, I think I talked a few months ago about saving Ever Crisis and the things that they need to do to improve. This is 100% one of them. Listening to the community. And sometimes I put an emphasis on listening to content creators because I would love to have direct conversations with the developer teams, or I would love for other content creators bigger than myself to have the chance to speak with them, to represent the community, or they could be doing more surveys, or both things even better. The more they listen to the community, the more chances we have to build a game that will last for years. There is a reality that players are dropping for multiple reasons, and there's a big competitive space in the gacha ecosystem, right? Like there is a new gacha almost like every week, and I would love Ever Crisis to last years and years. And I think it has the potential. The gameplay is really fascinating. Once you play manual, once you can really understand the mechanics and feel the flow of the game, it's really good fun. But sometimes the RNG is too punitive, the banners are too punitive, the game is a bit too predatory, and there are key things, simple things that they could do to make it easier. For example, just something as they changed this, for example. This was a really positive change. But I still think the first page should give you 5 guaranteed copies. I'm not even kidding. And then the third page should keep giving you guaranteed copies. I think the second page having 3 is okay as long as the first one have 5, because then with a bit of luck, you could get to 10 on the first 2 pages. Guaranteed. Getting to 10 guaranteed would be ideal, but at least getting to 8 on the second page is something that we need if we have banners every week. So it's just like, maybe I should have said something about that in the survey now that I think about it. Anyhow, I hope they listen. Thanks for watching. What did you do? What did you say? Until next time. Cheerios. Bye-bye.